again for coming, and we hope that you enjoy Resistance.
Sometime around mid-morning, I heard about all the fuss over in Christiana. People were calling it a riot. Now, that didn't seem like the right word to me. I knew from the start that they were trying to make it look bad for the coloureds. And it seemed as if Hanway was in a heap of trouble too. So I decided to make a call on Thaddeus Stevens. Now, Stevens is the best known abolitionist in this area. He's the kind of politician that likes to latch onto his enemies and twist them out of shape. And that was just what we needed. Now, some say he's angry as he is because he was born with a club foot. And that's why he stayed a bachelor all of his life, because he's still a handsome man. And of course, that keeps the rumours and the gossip about his private affairs running strong and constant. Particularly since he has a coloured housekeeper who's a good-looking widow. But I don't pay any heed to all that talk. It was his anger I wanted to borrow. Now, I knew he called himself an abolitionist, and it was that side of him that I agreed with. So I got on the train, and I headed for his home in Lancaster.
To let it go to waste. I know that you're upset about what happened earlier.
I do not have time, Mrs. Smith, to even think about this morning's events. I have an important speech to deliver to Congress, and that is all that matters to me.
I see. Well, I thought you'd have been upset about what happened earlier. Even so, that speech will not get cold, Mr. Stevens.
I have a heap of work to do on it.
What is so important about that speech that it cannot wait?
This is 1851, woman. There are great things happening in this country. People in the future will look back to Congress for leadership and direction. What I say will affect the future.
Well, folks will still have time to eat. If they're all fired up and important that they can't eat, they'll starve. Then there'll be no future for them, Congress, or anyone else.
Just bring me a plate here.
Are the stubbornest person to ever draw a breath of life.
And don't allow any visitors. I don't want to be disturbed. I don't want to see anyone. Including whoever that is. I don't want to be disturbed. I don't care if it's President Millard Fillmore himself. What are you doing still standing there? Go and shoo whoever that is away!
I'm sorry, Mr. Stevens cannot see anyone today.
Thaddeus Stevens has to hear what I have to say. God forgive me for my presumption, but some things just have to be said.
What is going on here? I told you I was not to be disturbed.
She barged in. Said she got to talk to you.
My dear woman, I do not have time today to listen to petitions or grievances. I am in Lancaster unofficially. Now I return to Washington day after tomorrow, at which time you're welcome to visit me in my office. But while I'm here, I am seeing no one. So I must ask you to leave. Perhaps you do not hear well. You must leave. Please go. At once. Mrs. Smith, please show this woman out. Help her up gently now. And I apologize for the fact that I am unable to hear you out.
to get their way by sitting down and refusing to move.
Just help her out of the chair gently.
I give up. I do not have the strength to be wrestling with your callers, Mr. Stevens. For heaven's sake, find out what she wants and she will go.
Well,
Thou hast heard the news
what news?
about the folks resisted the kidnappers dawn this morning.
I heard something of that sort earlier when I was taking a walk.
They call it a riot.
You will understand why. It's a gross disruption of public order. A dangerous precedent.
I do beg thy pardon. It was not a riot.
What was it then?
Resistance.
Yes, of course.
And praise be for it.
Now, just a minute. You appear to be a Quaker. Am I right?
Aye.
Well, from all I know of your creed, you should not be countenancing violence.
I do not.
Then how on earth can you push your way in here and then give praise to what you call resistance?
A struggle.
Whatever you call it, I cannot afford to have any part of
It is a struggle of the mind as well. I too have been struggling all morning, vainly one day against the other, until I choked with indignation. And then I made a decision, and I came here for justice sake.
My good woman, I am not interested in your struggles, however noble you may think they are. I have work to do, and you are keeping me from it.
Thou shouldst be concerned. Thou, of all people, thou art steadfast, art thou not?
I am steadfast. Of course I'm steadfast. I've always been steadfast to all of my principles. However, what steadfast means to you, I do not know, nor do I care. Nor do I have time to discuss the matter with you.
In Congress, when this act that caused all this trouble was passed.
What act?
The one to do with
She
runaway.
means the Fugitive Slave
Yes,
Act.
I know what she means.
Thou shouldst know and abhor the terms.
I do not need you to tell me what I should know and what I should not know.
Every Negro in the state is now in the gravest danger.
That is not true. Not if they're in Pennsylvania, and not if they're free. Only runaways can be returned down south. That is the law.
And how do the enforcers of this law determine who is free and who is not? They know only the color of a person's skin. Is that not so? Suppose someone took thee for a runaway slave.
I have been free my whole life. I have never been a slave.
And canst thou prove it?
Of course she can prove it. She was born in the North. She could find many friends who would be her witnesses.
What if she was taken down south against her will?
She
What then?
She would send for her birth records.
This Fugitive Slave Act states that she cannot speak in her own defense. If a kidnapper took her into the south, how could she do that?
She need never fear. I would follow her into the darkest and most uncivilized regions of the South, and I would speak on her behalf.
Then she is slave to thee. For her freedom depends on thee.
Damn it, woman, I don't like that law any more than you do.
It makes me uneasy, Mr. Stevens. You know what she says is true.
I was against the law, Mrs. Smith. You know that. All my life, no one has fought harder against slavery than I. When compromise was necessary to stop the spread of this evil. What I wish to do is to surround the slave states of this country with free states. Surround them in a cordon, a fire. And then someday slavery, like a scorpion, will sting itself to death.
Most likely thou wilt sting thyself to death with such ideas. I thought thou wast an abolitionist. Why dost thou not abolish?
Why do you blame me? I did all that I could to keep that law from being passed. The Union was in danger of being ripped apart. There was no other choice when it came to that final vote.
Thou hast sacrificed our fellow humans. For surely there is a divine worth in every human being, be Negro or white. And slavery is against God's will. Thou shouldst resist the enforcement of that law. In a quiet and peaceful way.
Quiet and peaceful, heaven help
I
us.
fought that bill tooth and nail.
And thou lost.
Yes.
Why dost thou give up? Why dost thou agree to obey this compromise?
Yes, she has a point there at least.
Mrs. Smith, do not interfere. Your view of abolition is not practical, woman. It will only lengthen the struggle against slavery. We must work with the South for the time being. Believe me, you see, I know. I deal with the realities of political life, not the abstract ideals of your kind of abolition.
You abolitionists think you're going to decide what happened to colored folk? And you can't even agree amongst yourselves. That's what
is at hand.
There is nothing I can do. What happened this morning was extremely dangerous. Now the political situation could explode.
We must let our ideas be heard.
You both are too much in your minds. This is not about highfalutin ideas. This is about people. I don't know. Maybe you need to hear it from a colored person yourself, because I can see it clear through my own 2 brown eyes, and neither one of you can. I'll tell you exactly what happened. Some innocent colored folk were minding their business in a part of this country that's supposed to be free. And some slave catchers came and tried to snatch them away. You know, those kidnappers got exactly what they deserved.
While I appreciate your interest in this matter, perhaps it would be easier for me to deal with this woman if you left us alone for a while.
Mr. Stevens, you have told me many a time that I'm a free and rightful member of this household, and a free citizen of this country. And as such, I prefer to stay.
Yes. That is for you to decide. The problem is, you see, that a white man was killed.
That was indeed unfortunate.
That's because a white man was trying to kill a colored man. Hasn't the colored man have a right to defend his own life?
People of this country will never accept it. When a white man is murdered, the entire white race is threatened. Don't you see? There are 4 million black people in bondage in the South, and the white race trembles in fear that they will rise up and slaughter them. Now, if a white man had not been killed, it would be different.
Yeah, that's for sure. Still don't make it right that the only thing the colored man can do is run.
The thou know what is happening now. They round up every Negro in Lancaster County, and they put them in jail with an innocent white man, merely because that white man refused to join in the capture of runaway slaves.
Well, what can I do about it?
Thou must take a stand.
No.
Yes, you
No! Now, I wash my hands of this matter. A white man has been killed by a Negro. To take a stand now would be political suicide. Now, please go.
I shall stay.
I have work to do, and I am losing my patience.
I shall keep a vigil on my conscience.
Mrs. Smith, please try and lift her up again.
One time with that struggle was enough.
Just try. Oh my God, who is that? I have had just about enough. Go on! Please, go to the door and tell whoever that is that I am not here. And I shall pretend that you are not here.
No one's home.
Got to see Mrs. Stevens.
You hear what I said?
You hear what I said?
What's the matter with you? You deaf?
I'm not taking no from the way.
You're not.
I am at the absolute end of my patience. Now you stay here.
I shall be thy witness until thou heeds thy conscience.
You are not my witness. You are not my conscience. You are a damn nuisance.
Don't you push me.
No, I've got to see Mrs. Stevens.
What you got there? Oh, look at you. Oh.
Won't you look so surprised?
You bust in here, waving a gun, and you expect me not to be surprised?
You know who I am?
Yeah. You're William Parker.
And you, Lydia Smith.
I've seen you around Lancaster.
And I've seen you.
What's the matter with you, man? Come to your senses. Put the rifle down and get a hold of yourself.
You know, I guess I got just as much right to come here as you got to be here.
What you mean by that?
I come here for help. The whole right you got to be here.
I work here, you damn fool. Good God. You want to be on your way up north instead of hanging around here.
You know, black folks here about, we wonder about you. Now I know you was married to a colored man and he died. But we wonder how a colored woman can be sleeping with a white man and pretending like she is white. And how you gonna be loyal to your people, huh?
Well, I declare. Maybe I ought to for coming all the way over here to tell me that, instead of getting out of here to save your own tail.
I'm just telling you what folks say.
Yeah? Seems like folks know more about me than they know about themselves. Now, I know you didn't come here to tell me that, so what you want, man?
Look, I'm trying to make you see your way to help me. You know, to make you not forget I'm one of your own people.
And I done told you, no one in this house gonna see you. Now, you wanna talk? You gotta put that gun down. You hear me? You wanna talk? You gotta calm down.
All right. Don't get all riled up. Look, I figure you got another reason why you ought to help me, even stronger.
No one invited you to sit down.
What I'm getting at is this. You know, we the same. Now, we growed up different, but we got lost the same. You had a father who was white. I did too.
What's that got to do with it?
Give us a connection, don't it? I mean, with the man.
What you mean?
Look, we got a connection to white folks. And our blood. And our veins, because there's black and white mixed in there. And even though white folks pretend that it's not. And you know that since you was a child and I did too. We know about white fathers. All the white fathers made children, then they run off. Run off and hide amongst the white folks. And they ain't got no problem doing that. You know why? Because all the white folks pretend we never happened. And you and I know that's a lie. Because we here. We're alive and we're breathing. And me, I don't want to live a lie like that no more. I got a wife and children. And I never pretend I ain't father them.
What's that got to do with me?
I'm asking you to help me for the sake of my wife, for my children. Look, you gotta help me. Because we the same. And if you turn your back and make believe I don't exist, well, woman, what you're doing is making believe you don't exist too.
Seems like you're stretching facts to suit yourself.
What?
I don't owe you nothing. Just because we both have black,
Yes.
half white. I got a man to look after. He is my job. The bread in my mouth, and I got no right putting him in danger.
Why are you talking?
Oh, you think I got no right being loyal to a white?
No.
Just because I have black?
That's right.
You tried to judge me before you even met me. Yeah, you just like all the whites.
Wait, what?
Never met a Negro before and think everything they ever did was for some bad reason. Where did you get off saying I slept with the man?
I know our white men are colored women. And I figured you was free. So you made up your own mind. And maybe you forgot what it's like for some black folks have to be free.
Is that so?
That's right. I grew up in a slave cabin. And you were up north with your mama cuddling you to give you everything you want. I ain't never known lie. Only kinfolk I know was my grandma. And she was a cook in the big house. And she ain't never done nothing for me. Never. The only thing she ever done for me was give me something special to eat when nobody else was looking.
Well, you're living up north now. You're just as free as me. Except for one thing. When Pats come and chasing after you. Mr. Stevens get caught with you? They'll say he's hiring a runaway. You know that's against the law, so what's he gonna do?
Look.
He's either gonna turn you in or go to jail himself.
Wait, let Mr. Stevens decide that for himself. See, I heard tell Mr. Stevens is different.
You know you are a damn fool for killing a white man. I know you had your reason, but this is a white man's law. And that law wasn't made for folks like you and me. That is the only thing we got in common. Not the fact we both black. Not the fact we both are white. You know, Mr. Stevens can't do nothing to help you.
Wait a minute. Now who said I killed the white man?
That's what I heard.
Wrong news dropping fast.
Bad news.
Wrong news. And I like to explain it to
You
you.
don't get out of here before I turn you in myself.
You would. You would.
Make me choose between protecting you and protecting.
Just have to grab a few papers. You'll be relieved to know I locked up that trunk quite in the spare room. I see you're handling the situation, Mr. Smith. Wherever you are, I have no time for visitors today.
Well, I gotta talk to you.
I have no time today.
Hey, look over here. Now, I don't want to have to use this. Get over here.
Who are you? Put that down.
Put it down, you damn fool.
Is this man someone you know?
Well, not lately.
What does that mean?
I guess I do, more or less.
Do you wish to handle this situation in private?
Stay out of this.
Of course you are welcome to have any friends you
He's
wish
not
to
a
have.
friend.
Come on.
See, then I should like to say a word to this caller.
He's not
Hey, 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 hey,
No,
hey.
no, no. agitation in this neighborhood due to that incident this morning, there is no reason why anyone should push his way in here with a gun.
It's the only way I could get in.
Now, I hesitate to leave you alone with her while you're holding a
You
dangerous
just leave this person to me. Don't worry. He's not going to shoot me.
Folks say how Mrs. Smith decides who you see and who you don't see. And seeing how you and Miss Smith are so close, she my hope. And I was hoping she might have a word with you.
Where did you get off talking like that?
I'm just telling you what folks know.
Seems like folks think they know all about other people's relations, when the truth is they don't know the difference between a beat and a turnout.
I often feel the entire neighborhood, both white and colored,
No, you don't already know us.
No, I do. I respect Mrs. Smith's judgment. That is why she is usually the first one to see my callers. And except for an unfortunate incident this morning, she usually does a very fine job of it.
Hear that? Now clear out. Mr. Stevens got no time for you today.
Let's let Mr. Stevens decide that for himself. Because about what happened this morning, I need some advice.
I'm very busy today.
Well, you as a lawyer is all I know.
True. But at the present time, I am also a congressman, and I have a great deal of duties with respect to that office. At this moment, I simply do not have time to give counsel advice.
This ain't gonna take long. Put them papers down. Put them down!
So I see I have no choice.
I ain't got no choice neither.
No one can give out reasonable advice when staring into the barrel of a gun.
Parker.
But this gun is all I got on my side.
Yes, the big things from my side.
Parker.
All the way. Now, please be quick. What is it that you want to know?
What he wants to know is how to get out of the mess that is way beyond the help anyone can give him, including you. You should have left when I told you to.
Just hear me out.
I think you need to know who this man is.
Who is he?
This here is William Parker.
Well, I see. You are the self-proclaimed savior of your people. The William Parker, who takes it upon himself to stand up to a slave catcher and a posse. Doubtless some of your people will call this a brave act. They will sing your praises in every slave cabin in the South. I will tell you quite frankly, however, that it was an act of utter stupidity. You're a damn fool, man, and now that you've killed a white man, your case is completely hopeless. Now that is the counsel that I have for you.
Wait. It sounds like you want to send me to jail without a trial.
No, I told you not to get involved. But you just plowed in here anyways. So now, you get yourself uninvolved without me. It seems like you don't need me anymore. You have Mr. Stevens here to talk to, so
Wait. Get back over there and sit down. I don't trust you to go nowhere.
I am not about to sit down unless I damn well feel it. You know, I am sick and tired of you coming in here, bossing me around like I own the place.
Mrs. Smith, do not get this man all excited.
I don't know who he thinks he is. I have a job here, Mr. Stevens. I explained that to the man. And I tried to explain that to you too, but the two of you made me know he and I am good and fed up.
Just calm down, Mrs. Smith. Now, whatever you want from me, it has nothing to do with her. Let her go.
Go back behind the desk.
Not until he stops pointing a weapon at you.
Get back behind that.
You heard what I said.
I'm waiting for her to sit down.
For Christ's sake. Mrs. Smith, do as the man says. I can handle this. He can only speak, apparently, through the barrel of a gun, and he's already killed one person.
I didn't kill nobody. Now get back behind that desk.
How did this slave catcher die then? By his own hand?
Well, I ain't quite sure.
Come on,
exactly.
Now, you're wasting my time.
What's that noise?
Carry it in the street.
Don't make no sound.
It's just some
Quiet! I'll blow your head off for making those. Quiet! I think they're gone.
It was just some neighbors.
Never know. That could be a posse. Look, let's get to it. What do you know about what happened this morning?
Well, I know that you Negroes were lying in wait for this slave catcher and his posse, and then you ambushed them.
Not a lie. It didn't happen that way.
But you knew they were coming.
Yeah, we knew they were coming.
Now, you heard through the underground network of Quakers or other white
No.
Africans?
We color folks got our own network. They was the ones that sent us word.
What word?
Said a slave owner named Gorsuch is coming up from Maryland to reclaim a man he said was a slave. A man called Joshua Kite.
Should have helped this kite run away and then stayed out of it.
But where you gonna run to? The man here making a living. We're gonna send him off to start to death in some big city up north? No!
Now, this part of Pennsylvania is extremely vulnerable due to its proximity to the South. Now, running was his only choice.
How long? How long the color folks got to sit back and let these slave owners treat it any old kind of way they want? We are tired of running. We figured we'd take a stand.
A damn foolish decision.
There comes a time when a man gotta stop and fight, right?
You have a short memory, Parker, don't you? You ran once, didn't you? How long ago was that?
Maybe 10 years. Ain't nobody ever come after me though.
And you're going to tell me that it's because they were afraid you'd take a stand and
Maybe.
fight them off?
Can't say. But the man that was my owner, he never did.
And I find it hard to... I have trouble believing at all that he made no attempt to return.
Believe what you like. That's what happened. I bested him in a wrestling match. And that ain't something the slave's supposed to do. Boy, I felt I smelled his beard. When he laid on top of me, and I had my face close to his, and I had his neck in my grip. I could have snapped it. He knew who was in charge. And that hurt him. That hurt him bad. Bad in the back of his mind. That hurt him. Like being in charge was the only thing matter in this world. And after that, he watched me. I mean, he watched me real close, like he wanted me to crawl and beg to him for my life or something. So I ran. And maybe he forgave up. But he ain't never come after me. Ever. But maybe he sensed I was ready for him. That he'd lose if the fight was fair and square.
You were lucky, Parker.
Maybe. But he never came.
But look, what you did this morning was different. Now, to the majority of the people in this state, you appear to be a band of Negro outlaws who have tried to take law-abiding whites by surprise.
What do you mean by surprise?
You attacked the posse, did you not?
They attacked us. When we were just getting out of bed, I saw 7 white men come rushing up to my house with guns, saying they gonna shoot us.
Yes, and you had 25 Negroes hiding in your house waiting for you.
Get this straight. There were 7 of us in there, no more, and 2 of them were women. We were upstairs sleeping. Next thing we know, old man Gorsuch come kicking in the front door. Bam! He say he wants us. He yells upstairs, "I want my property." And I yell back to him, "I ain't got no property, yours."
Was that true?
I told him human beings can't be property.
Amen.
Well, I agree with that.
So old man Gorsuch, he starts quoting scriptures. And he says to me, the Bible say, slave obey the master. So I answered him, I said, the Bible say, give unto that slave that's with just and fair.
Yes. The Bible can be used to justify just about anything, but what I need to know is how did this Gorsuch get shot?
They had this U.S. Marshal with him, right? A man named Klein. Now he was standing outside, he said, don't burn the house down.
That's when you should have run.
Look, that's when my wife Eliza, she go to the window and she blow a horn. Now the horn is to let all of our friends know that we need help. But when he hear that horn, old man Gorsuch, he fired his gun at me.
He was the first to fire.
He sure was. What was I supposed to do? Sit there and let him fill me full of lead? I fired back.
You killed him.
No, sir. I just raised his shoulders up. And then when our friends who heard the horn, they came to help us. But most of them didn't have no guns, though.
No guns. Why did they come?
Give color folks a chance to fight back. And now, they filled them with spirit. It was like they didn't need nothing but stones, pitchforks, and corn cutters. They didn't go all they can lay hands on. And then when Marshall Klein and other whites saw them coming, they didn't know how to cover themselves. Because there was more and more folks coming from all sides. And just like that, that posse turned to run.
Are you telling me the truth?
You can ask anyone, whoever was there.
Yes, but the whites will have a different version.
No, the only white that stood on his ground was Forsyth. I mean, I give him a lot of pluck. I give him that.
Yeah, and foolishness.
He kept saying, I want my property. I want my property.
You know, that call would be the death knell of this.
He grabbed those 2 pistols. He aimed at us. Right? He was like a bulldog, never let go. But then somebody stepped up beside him and hit him with 2 punches, and then he fell. And I don't know what happened after that because it was all mixed up everywhere. But like I said, I do believe the women folk put an end to him with the corn cutters. And after that, all the white folks scattered and the black folks scattered too. It was crazy as the devil out there today.
Well, your testimony doesn't help you much.
But why not? Why not?
Because, first, I have only your side of the story. You came to me without any other witnesses. And also because everything you did, and I mean everything, was against the law.
What am I supposed to do? Let somebody come bust into my house and do whatever they want to do to me and my
I
family?
can explain the situation to you as best I can from the legal standpoint.
You mean, of course, white man's law.
Fugitive Slave Act 1850.
God help us.
What color folks know about that law?
Then you know a slave owner has every right to arrest without a warrant. This man Gorsuch was fully within his rights when he came into your house to retrieve his slave. That he had the right to use force, and that you did not have the right to resist. That is the law. Do you understand?
Wait. What I don't understand is how does this country call itself just and make a law like that?
In addition to this law, now, you or someone else, as you have claimed, murdered this slave catcher. Now that makes your case even more serious. In fact, I would say hopeless. You probably have every federal marshal in the country looking for you. You may wish to consider whether you want to surrender and throw yourself upon the mercy of the justice system.
Whoa. The only mercy I get out of a white court is a noose around my neck and I hope to a quick end.
You asked for my counsel. I'm giving it to you as honestly as I can.
You may be right, it's against the law in this country.
None of us have the right to twist the laws to suit our own purposes.
Look, these laws were not made for us, so why are we bound to follow them? Look, you tell me as a man. You tell me as a man whether I did right